being at the position in your career where you know you're not at your peak yet. You know you're not able to fully take advantage of your situation yet, and still giving it your all. Going like, yeah, I could upload this song in the future when I'm more famous and it'll get way more views and it might go viral because of the kind of the way I resonate with it, but I'm still going to give it my all right now and put all my energy and effort into it right now, even though it won't get nearly as many views, so I can make it up there. And then I trust that once I'm at the top, I will have the same level of energy. I'll have the same like level of like imagination and innovation to create even better stuff. That's actually a very rare attitude. It's the attitude that musicians and artists should have, but it's actually so rare. I find all these people that go like, I'll release my okay songs, but I won't release my best songs because I want to save them for when I'm bigger. It's like, can't you trust that when you're bigger, this song will not even be as good to you because you'll have made things 10 times better than it? Why are you putting the music on a pedestal? You should put the fact that your mind can even come up with these kinds of melodies on a pedestal, because then you devalue the song in a way. I don't want that to be misinterpreted. Like, you got to really understand the essence of what I'm saying here. You kind of devalue songs. You kind of put them out. You kind of just like, it's not that big of a deal if people listen to it or don't listen to it. I have plenty of beats. I have plenty of songs. I have plenty of lyrics in the vault. Yeah, if this song doesn't pop off, I can make 1,000 more like it, you know? My analogy for when people have good songs and they don't put it out, this problem, it's like a really persistent problem with the entire music industry. My analogy for it is, let's say you're like just shooting free throws, right? And you get a certain amount of time, and every free throw you make, you're progressing your career, you're expanding your score. The point is to get the highest score. And you have a ball that is a multiplier, that's a ×2 multiplier of all the score you've made so far. That's a great song. That's a song that you know is like, oh, this is a hit. Because what people do is they get their hands on that ball and they go, oh, this is my score right now. I can multiply it. How about I save it for later and shoot the other ones? But you know what the problem is? It's this concept I call double inflation, which is what I just explained. And I'm just saying this for like music. I might make this its own individual clip. Double inflation, which happens in many different industries, but for music, in the music industry, it's when a song doesn't get released, it gets inflated on both sides. Because when you have a song and it sounds really good, you have to understand the fact that you're human. The fact that the reason why it sounds good to you is not only because it might be a good song, but also because the things you're listening to at the same time. Music is constantly changing, and every creator is also a consumer. The music you consume impacts the music you create. And when something like sounds really, really good, it's almost always the case that it's also good in the context of the music that you're listening to, in the time period that you're listening to it. So when something really hits, that's the best time to release it. So it's being inflated in that as time goes on and the game changes, you take that ball, you put it back on the rack, and then you shoot 10 more. You look back on that ball and you go, oh, I want to double my points now. It's not a point doubler anymore. It turns into a normal ball and you missed your chance. When you get that opportunity, you have to kind of take it as like, oh, this is a sign from like the universe. I mean, it's not like, I don't want to get spiritual or anything, but that's a good way to interpret it as. It's a sign from my intuition of all of the things I'm hearing around me, my gut feeling that this is going to work, that this is what's supposed to happen. And you're supposed to put it out, not let it sit in the vault for 4 years. But then it also gets inflated by the other side, which is if you are an actual like true musician and you're not just, oh, I want to pursue music, and then when it doesn't work out and you're broke and then you start working again, you stop pursuing music because you get home and doing music is like a chore for you rather than like a thing you're passionate about. You don't actually care about music then. You're not a real musician. But if you are a real musician, you will be constantly evolving, constantly getting better. And the music you are making year after year will make the music that you made a year ago sound terrible to you. It'll sound embarrassing to you. You'll be like, I can't believe I was this bad. I can't believe I progressed this much. And part of getting better and evolving at music is putting music out there to find success, to find that feedback, to get the views, to get the money so that you can pay for more resources and better features and all this stuff. You can expand your career and do even more. Music is like an investment like that pays dividends that you can keep reinvesting back into. So when you get a point multiplier, you got to realize the next point multiplier that comes across is not going to be a ×2. It's going to be a ×3 or a ×4. But you have to make this one first. People are like, art is so subjective. You can't rush art. You can't rely on art. You can't rely on the fact that like you're going to make a hit all the time. And maybe if you manage to get like a song that you like really like that you show everyone and everyone loves and everyone has good things to say about it and they all want you to really release it, you can't rely on the fact that you'll make one of those songs like every month. And it's like, yeah, but you know what's even less reliable? The moves of the music industry. The moves of all the other musicians that are going to change the sound as time goes on, or worse yet, if it's that sound's time time and it resonates so deeply with what people are listening to, and it's so innovative in it, and it has just the perfect amount of familiarity with the current sound, but also branches out and pushes the boundaries just enough to where it's exciting to listen to, and it feels like something new, and it's not something that people will go like, oh my god, this sounds like everything else, you know? And you can actually make like a TikTok sound out of it or something like that. Everyone wants to make music now. What if someone takes that sound, they come up with that same idea hits them, they tap into it and they go, oh, now I'm gonna release it. You know how many times this has happened? With the absolute best stuff that I've heard, it hasn't happened. So I wasn't thinking about that until just now. But with close to the best stuff I've heard that people didn't put out, there were times where it was actually like, we'd look at someone's catalog, I'd be in the studio with someone and they'd be showing me their best beat. And honestly, I kind of agree, it was their best beat at the time. And they didn't put it out. And then maybe like, it was a long time ago, so time is kind of warped. Maybe like 3 months passed or something like that. We were still familiar with how the song went, so it couldn't have been that long. Migos made a song, they made a beat, and it had that, you know what it was? It was this song right here. Migos made this song, 190 million views, and it used the same instrument and a very similar melody to the song that I heard from the other guy. If you heard them back to back, you would think one of the songs is stealing from the other one. And it's not like any of them stole from the other. They don't know about each other. It's more like they both tapped into an ether of music that they were able to steal from. You can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it just playing things on a MIDI keyboard and just seeing what sounds good. But both of them, not Migos, but like their producers, were able to tap into the same thing, except they put it out. And like maybe the smaller musician would not have gotten 170 million views or wherever, not 190, whatever that was, but maybe he would have got 190,000. That's better than the 0 he's getting right now, having putting nothing out, because that's often the behavior that you find, is that when people want to save songs for any reason, even if it's a good reason, even if they can justify the reason, they usually never have a reason to put out any songs to begin with. That's the thing. Actually 2 days ago, I was telling my brother about this again. I was giving him another lecture. It should be common sense what I'm saying, but he's like, oh, you don't believe in like quality control? I hate the way people word that question. You don't believe in quality control? You don't believe in this God? Or people, oh, you don't believe in climate change? You don't believe in aliens? It's like, we're talking about different things here. What do you mean believe? As if it's some tenet you have to live your life by, not just like a practice that you can implement into things you're doing. My brother's the same guy who goes like, oh, music is subjective. It's art is subjective. Quality control, is music a factory? Are you churning out one thing after another on an assembly line? If McDonald's gives someone a bad batch of food and they get food poisoning from it or something like that, then that quality control is actually detrimental. If someone hears a song they don't like, they're gonna just tune into a different song. What's the harm in that? Is someone gonna sue you because they're like, oh, this guy took 2 minutes of my time by forcing me to listen to a song that I didn't enjoy? And they're gonna play it at the jury, and then half those people are gonna like it, and the other half are gonna go, actually, I don't really like the song. The half that are gonna like it are gonna end up giving you the views so you get paid from it, and the other half that don't like it, they go, I don't like it, and then you kill yourself because they say I don't like it. Like, what the hell is people's attitude? Just because someone doesn't like your music, you're not gonna put it out? Quality control is such a stupid concept in music. Like, if you upload all your songs, some people will like different things. You can have a worse quality and someone will resonate with that more than the songs that you have a better quality on. By putting music out there, you are throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks with no downside, and you're offering people the opportunity to find something they resonate with. Why wouldn't you put everything else? And then another concept that I've been telling my brother about is like, stop worrying about Spotify and all this other like stuff that doesn't matter. The only platform that matters is YouTube. And then the way you handle all the other platforms is you make them resemble YouTube as much as possible. But the platform that you really have to worry about is making your YouTube channel. When someone goes on your channel, you make it look good. You make it look inviting. You make it enjoyable to navigate your channel. And then my brother's like, oh, but you know, he's always trying to argue this point with me. Like, why are you on the wrong side here? Why are you arguing against me when I'm telling you a good thing? And he's trying to use my logic. He's like, oh, what about like having good like YouTube channel? It's like, yeah, that is the highest expression of yourself, is to take everything you have and put it out there in the creative endeavor that you're pursuing. And yeah, I would like on my homepage, I'd be like, okay, here's a project. Here's favorites, maybe if I was some guy who like actively managed it, but I don't care. It's like a one and done kind of thing for me. Yeah, set it and forget it. And then I would put like popular videos. So the most popular, the most liked songs, all videos. So like everything, the entire catalog, if you want to go through the whole thing, then like playlists. So it would show all the different projects, then like stuff I'm featured on. And I'd have all these like sections, fan made edits, fan made videos, covers, vlogs on like a second channel. I would connect the playlist on my main channel, music videos, videos, I forgot about that one. Whatever kind of content you would want to make, you can have it organized like that and then, give people options. But my point is, like, everything he uses to argue against me is like missing the point entirely. If you're in an arcade and you only got 60 seconds to shoot as many balls as you can, and you grab a ball and it's a ×2 multiplier, you don't put it to the side and then start shooting others and then wait till the end. Especially when, if you make that one, the next one that's going to roll through, when that one rolls back to you, it's a ×3 multiplier. And then when it rolls again, it's a ×4 multiplier. You shoot it the moment you get it. It's not a great analogy, but it's the best analogy I could think of. Music, like pursuing music in an ethical way at least, is like an arcade basketball game. Like, let's say the arcade basketball game in your actual arcade had like a digital screen. It's like the next ball you shoot, if you make this one, if you miss it, it doesn't count. If you make this one, it's a ×2 multiplier. Are you going to stop and go like, okay, wait, now I got to really lock in and like actually focus on making this one? You might do that, but then you should actually reevaluate. Why are you shooting all the other balls not locked in? Why shouldn't you be making an honest attempt to make every single one of them, to be giving it your all right from the beginning? If you're playing it correctly and you're trying to make as many in as you possibly can, then coming across a ×2 multiplier shouldn't change the way you're throwing the ball. It should be exactly the same. And in the music industry, every song should be released exactly the same, which is when it's done, you drop it. Yeah, I just wanted to go on that like little rant. I know I've been ranting a lot in these, but I gotta get these off my chest early. I swear I won't rant like these in my later reactions. I don't want to put myself, I need water actually. All right, well, I'll try to put myself back in a good mood and continue this.